hearing piano music coming from different rooms. When you go to investigate it, it's now moved to a different area, and you follow that and go there, and you know, the piano music now is downstairs or something of that nature.
In the town of Seymour, a Connecticut community comprised of about 16,000 people, stands a 3-story home from the 19th century. Local industrialist William Henry Harrison Wooster built the home in 1894. It was most recently used as a restaurant called Carousel Gardens. Along with all the classic features of a Queen Anne-style home, rounded turret, bay windows, and wraparound porch, the 20-room mansion includes a large kitchen, dining area, and bar. It is also rumored to have ghosts. Paul Sharafa bought the home in the 1990s, opened the restaurant, and lived there with his wife. A lifelong believer in ghosts, Mr. Sharafa says his experiences at the Wooster home have confirmed his beliefs. Friendly bats, he says, have followed him from room to room and then disappeared. Money, particularly dimes, has materialized from out of nowhere, and strangers he believes to have been apparitions have dined at the restaurant. Mr. Sharafa believes they were spirits because they knew more information about the original owners than they should.
We'd continuously ask them questions, and then it was time for them to go. They would leave, and then we'd have one more question, and we'd walk out. There'd be no car, there'd be nothing. There would be no footprints. The person was just gone.
The Woosters had 1 son and 5 daughters. Mr. Wooster and his son Horace are thought to haunt the home, but the youngest child, Helena Ruth, is said to be the most prominent ghost in the house.
I think that this place gave her a sense of who she was in this town and in her lifetime, and it's a safe place for her to be. And I think it gives her a purpose in the afterlife.
The home has attracted ghost hunters who, with their psychic abilities and electronic equipment, say they have discovered the home is made of more than brick and mortar.
We're constantly tripping up or down the stairs as they got to this area.
That's because they believe there's a vortex that serves as an entryway to the spirit world. So, they moved it.
It was right in this area here. It just was sort of shifted over. And
how do you actually do that, though?
It's a lot of metaphysical energy work.
Emotional or unresolved issues sometimes cause spirits to stay in the human world, Miss Kent says, noting that Mr. Wooster is bound to the home he wanted to remain within the family.
When you die and you ask in writing for something to be done, and it's, you know, just blatantly violated, I could see why he might come back and be a little upset.
Just yesterday, Nicole Hall of Connecticut Soul Seekers says she heard a voice while setting up equipment for an investigation.
I heard my name called. So I said, what? And it wasn't, you know, any of the other people that had called my name. Second floor area, looking around, seeing where we're going to put the cameras, and I heard a voice say, let's see. And it was none of my teammates that had said it.
Mr. Sharafa, who bought the home for $200,000, closed the restaurant and retired in January. Despite his personal affinity for the ghosts, he listed the home for $500,000 and just sold it for $360,000. Mr. Sharafa says he is unsure what the new owner will do with the property. One possibility is to raise and develop it. Marion O'Keefe, interim curator for the Seymour Historical Society, says it would be a loss if it were torn down.
This is the history of Seymour, and a major part of the history with both Woosters and the Matthews family. And it would be a shame to have this to be lost, especially where it's right off a main road. Everyone can see it, and it's a greeting into this side of the city of how historic we are.
Mr. Sharafa and the paranormalists also think Ruth would not take kindly to losing the house.
Personal opinion, if she's been here this long and she loved this place that much and she's really attached, I wouldn't see any good possibilities for whoever's going to put a business or a strip mall or anything here. I think she would wreak havoc.
For some, these stories are just that, a fun Halloween tale.
I usually find
got up there to that camera, there was a cobweb on it. So they're forming, I think, in a little groove around it. So we're not worried about that. Nothing paranormal with the figure.
Sure.
But as far as the lights going crazy in that footage, we brought an electrician in, he checked it out.
So Marty, could a power draw cause what we just saw in this footage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It happens time and time again in the paranormal realms that you'll have a device with a battery in it, and that device is on, and all of a sudden the power will drain from that device. To continue this theme, we had a situation where these guys are in the auditorium.
Yeah, basically we were starting a session and there's these row of lights on the top of the auditorium and they all just went out and dimmed within like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So we proceeded to go into the front room where the control panel is with the lighting board and everything. Tried moving everything, trying to restart them, hit all the buttons, couldn't figure it out.
Well, I thought was interesting that usually when, you know, a light goes out, it just goes out. But these actually dim.
We actually have the footage of it.
So, yeah, get up there, unless you want to go up there and try to create it and I'll watch, but...
Yeah, here she goes.
Well, I'm a lady.
There you go.
So watch, there it goes.
Oh, yeah. So do you think that it pulls this energy, which gives it more power to
We feel that's
make
what
a
it was
noise,
doing
you know?
that night.
We kind of noticed in our own investigation this happening a lot. We had flashlights fully on, ready to go, turn off, and then turn back on. Video cameras turning on. We started to say, you know, let's test this out. So we got this device called a Tesla speaker. You plug it in, and what it's doing is it's pumping out a lot of energy into the air. And then we put 5 different flashlights out, just trying to put an energy source for this entity to work with. And we had a voice recorder, and we put that down there too. We're asking for names, we're trying to see if anything can happen. And then we realized, like, none of the lights are turning off, nothing. We're like, what's going on? And then our investigator Brandon realized that the voice recorder had drained. What the heck? So while this was happening, we caught some voices. I'll play them for you.
Okay.
Piece of crap. See this area?
Uh-huh.
Isolate it, and you can listen on headphones.
That was pretty clear. I thought it was you saying something.
He wasn't even there.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Strange, right? How it says
goosebumps up my spine.
clearly a voice. That we
Yeah.
wanted to show it to you for how strong it was, rather than for what it was saying. I hear something negative, like no, we don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we got this one. See how close that was to the microphone? Here, I'll let you listen on the headphones, okay? Go ahead.
Something with a go.
Yeah, it's maddening. We listened to that so many times.
I don't know. The end sounds like go, but
Yeah.
I don't know what the beginning time to go.
I think it says we have a cool principle. So with all of this being said, let's look at what's really here. Nobody was harmed. Nobody was attacked. In fact, 2 of our investigators had some pretty amazing experiences here.
Okay.
So our investigator Mustafa was in the gym with Brandon. He got to the point where he was on one side of the bleachers and Brandon was on the other, and he felt like something was sitting there. It's right above him. Like, could feel it. And then he felt like somebody was holding his face, not in a bad way, just like a grandma would, you know?
Yeah.
And then he felt like the sensation wrap around him, like somebody was hugging him. And he said that was nice.
Yeah.
Now, our investigator, Rochelle, she went in the gym, had the same exact experience, except the hug was from behind. She even felt on the face, and then the hug came from behind.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's crazy. The only experiences we had were people reaching out to us, or quite honestly, giving people hugs. Like, I can't imagine it being more positive than that.
Very positive experience, this whole building.
Right.
You know, even though a place may have activity, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I really feel like your school spirit is quite literally alive and well in here.
Yeah.
You know, I think you might literally have some school spirit here, and it couldn't be in better hands. You've got the right mentality, and if you ever need anything, you can always get in touch with us. We'd love to come back.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank
These are
you very
great.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Appreciate it.
It's nice
Thank
meeting you.
Very
Thanks for
nice
being
meeting
here.
To the A&E.
I think like that is correct. Unless it's until 789 is the account number, but it's